Hello, my name is Kyle McCrowan. I'm here with Wyatt Mullen, and you're listening to another episode of Cascadia Mountain Weather. It's Thursday, December 28th, 2023. This photo is taken on a recent ski adventure to the eastern I-90 corridor. And the main thing to note is the low fog that's hanging out down in the valleys. That's kept the ground temperatures a lot colder on the east side. But now we're going to see a big warm up come through and really erode that cold air throughout the state. This shows the snow water equivalent across the US compared to what it typically is at this time of year. You can see almost nowhere is above 100%. We're really suffering all across the West, except maybe down near the Mexican border. In Alaska, however, things are looking really good. Some places are closer to 200%, 150% of normal. So a lot of storm tracks have been heading far north into Alaska. In Washington, we are generally around 50, 60%, slightly better on the east side, worse the further west and north you go. This shows the minimum rank. So it's basically showing how bad the snowpack is in different places. Many places in the North Cascades are at their worst all time for this date, or second or third worst. Now, we only included stations here that have at least 15 years of data. Further south, we see that it's not quite as dire, but there's also more data, more years of data here. And this area doesn't get as much snow by this time of year anyways. So many places in the North Cascades and the Olympics are actually worse than the 2014 to 2015 winter.
Yeah, so it's not like we haven't been getting our precipitation. This is percent of normal precipitation since the beginning of the month. And actually, we've seen a relatively wet month around much of the area. Seattle is going to be in kind of its top 10 wettest Decembers on record. And so big area of kind of 110 to maybe 150% of average. But the problem really is the temperatures. Like the whole US is probably going to see its warmest December on record. And if we zoom into Washington, the Pacific Northwest, large areas of 3 to 6 degrees above normal, which really means that what normally would fall as snow is going to be falling as rain. And when we've seen the rain fall, it has been at pretty warm temperatures, generally with 50s in the lowlands, and like kind of snow levels of like 5,000 to 6,000 feet. You can see this in the information for Seattle, the SeaTac, so Seattle Tacoma Airport. Right now, we're about the fifth warmest December on record. We're probably going to end up in this top three, if not the warmest December on record. And honestly, one of the warmest Decembers or Januaries, so kind of mid-winter months on record for Seattle. Those go back to about 1950. Currently, it is kind of snowing at some areas, like the high elevation snow levels like around 5,000 feet right now. So this is looking at Hurricane Ridge, and there's not much snow on the ground, but it's kind of raining, snowing. Like in the last 7 days, we have seen a decent amount of precipitation. Like Baker picked up 4.5 inches of precipitation. Normally that would mean 40 plus inches of snow. But with the warm temperatures, it means that most of the snow is falling on that east side and in the highest elevation. So you can see this kind of characteristic like bow echo, where most of the western mountains aren't picking up anything, but the eastern mountains are picking up a little bit. And you can see that even like going out for the next week. This is looking at the Canadian model. You see that, again, that characteristic pattern. So something to look out for if you look at the models. So going forward, what we're going to see is that like the best days this week, well, if we extend it towards New Year's Day, then Monday is most likely going to be the best day. But Friday shouldn't be too wet, and neither should be Sunday. Saturday is probably going to be the rainiest and the warmest day. So you can see that there's basically some weak storms coming through, some pretty split flow. This is looking on Saturday afternoon, highlighting pretty frequent showers throughout the North Cascades. Or throughout the Cascades in general. And then by Monday, we dry out and we see slightly cooler temperatures, which will be nice to see. Looking more consistently at precipitation, just a little bit zooming in, showers around Friday, but not too bad. Saturday is where those showers really kind of build up, especially along the Cascades. Sunday, you'll see some showers around, but not too bad. And once again, Monday looks great. This is looking at clouds as well. So just highlighting that we might see some sun breaks tomorrow. Saturday, you might even see a couple sun breaks around, but that's going to be, like I said, kind of the cloudiest day. And then by Monday, really pretty nice conditions. Snow total, so this is the accumulated snow for the next couple days, really highlighting that it's really just going to be kind of along that crest. So snow levels will basically be in that 6,000 to 8,000 foot range through Saturday, and then they'll drop down Saturday into Sunday, Monday to maybe like 3,000 or 4,000 feet. So just like, if you see precipitation, don't expect snow. Here's another look, just glance at the snow levels. So we're seeing kind of 6,000 feet, dropping down to maybe 3,000 feet for New Year's Day on Monday. So that could be a good or better day to get out. And then looking at temperatures, like this is for Snoqualmie Pass, chance of rain basically every day, and temperatures in like the 30s to almost approaching 40 degrees.
This is just the updated snow depth report for the different ski areas. Really, it hasn't changed much in the last week. A few places have added a few inches. Snoqualmie Pass continues to lead Baker and Crystal just barely. So here's the Mount Baker ski area website, and we just wanted to highlight some great Baker humor here. So they said that the El Nino conditions we are seeing regionally continue to present an opportunity for skiers and snowboarders to embrace the thrill. We have early season thin coverage on our runs and minimal grooming, so bring your adventurous spirit and ski or ride with caution. So we love that positive spin on it, Baker. They also are offering discounted tickets given the poor conditions right now. So here's the NWAC report. Again, similar pattern, a little higher danger up north with more moisture and warmer temperatures. Specifically looking at the Baker region, they're highlighting considerable danger today, tapering off just from some recent snow deposits at the higher elevations. So this is a photo I took from an adventure before Christmas, skiing in the North Cascades. This is up on the Sahale Arm in North Cascades National Park. And we found really great conditions. This was a beautiful day. Snow level was down around 2,000 feet the night before, so we had fresh, light snow. And it was really the access was only made possible by the poor snowpack we have. We were able to drive further up the river road than normal at this time of year. So even with the very sad snowpack, there are still incredible opportunities to get out there. Sometimes you just have to be a little more creative and put in a little more effort.
Yeah, it's basically like access is quite great everywhere. Obviously, there's not great skiing everywhere, but if you are more interested in, like, honestly, even going on hikes, going on snowshoes, bringing some flotation just in case you run into snow, like you might encounter you might be able to access stuff that you'd never be able to explore during a normal season. This is really highlighting that lack of snow on the southern slopes. Like this goes up even like close to 5,000 feet, and like some of those southern and western slopes have nothing. This was a week ago, but the conditions still remain. While you might run into some pretty deep snow on those northern and eastern slopes. So just be aware of that and kind of like check out what faces you'll be hiking along to figure out how much flotation you might need. And then looking long range, the Climate Prediction Center doesn't have anything highlighted at the moment. But if we're starting to look at some of the ensemble runs for the models, what we can see is that like by next weekend, we might actually see something we haven't seen too much this year, which is some troughing in the area, some cooler temperatures, maybe even snow levels down to like 1,000 feet or even snow level. Troughing, so this is highlighting kind of the like 500 millibar heights and their anomaly. But it suggests that this doesn't say that it's going to like be great snow, but it suggests that it might be colder or it might be stormier. So something to watch out for. And, not all hope is lost. And then one last time another time wanted to highlight our Patreon page that we set up last week or in the last couple weeks. And one thing is that we include all of the links from this video in that page. So that's kind of your resources. And then we also have the opportunity to kind of go more granular about some of the recreation that we might suggest. So that's great. We really like featuring that, and we'd love to see more of you there. Thanks so
Thank
much
you.
for.
So if you'd like to support our Patreon, you can go to cascadiamountainweather.com, which will link to our Patreon. You can also, we'll link that in the show notes. So we hope you have a great New Year's weekend, and we'll see you next week.